Oh man, it's another Wednesday night. I still don't have any pants on, but at least I've got my coffee, so here we go. This is Cofoh Live Undead. I'm your host, Daniel Crosier, and I'm here with the super talented Matthew Vinaja. But first, you write something on my face. Matthew, how are you, sir?
I'm good, man. How are you? I like your background. What is that, by the way? I've been trying to figure it out.
Whoa, there goes my light. Oh no, now the mystery's solved. This is all a bunch of latex skins.
Oh.
These are like little casted skulls with the Colorado, flag insignia.
I dig it. I dig it a lot.
Yeah.
That's cool. It looks like a catacombs kind of feel to it.
Oh yeah, it's very warm and tender here.
Perfect.
Yeah. So Matthew, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? Where do you come from? And how did you get into filmmaking?
Uh-oh. All right. Well, I've been doing films for a little bit now. I've primarily been doing short films. A couple years ago, I put out a short called Toothless that did really, really well in the film festival circuit, followed by A Beautiful Place starring Tony Moran from Halloween and Robert Mukes from House of Thousand Corpses that also did really well in the circuit. Nice. I have a film that I put out this year, a short film called Vera, that's currently in the film festival circuit. So I've been doing shorts for a while now, and for about 5 years now, and I'm ready to tackle on Appetite for Sin, which is going to officially be my first feature film. Yeah. So I'm really stoked about that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And you're working with our friends over at Sumner Twins Talent, right? With Angela and those guys?
Yeah, this is my first time with Angela, Joseph. We got Joseph Kelly. And, I know they've been working together for a couple of years now on some projects. And so it's cool. It's cool to finally, team up with them and see what we can tackle, the three of us. It's a pretty good team we've got going on here.
Nice. Yeah, tell us a little bit about Appetite for Sins. What is it about?
Ooh, well, it's a 80s themed grindhouse vampire film. Oh, cool. And yeah, it's a total 80s time period. All the locations and wardrobe, the way people are talked, the way they're dressed. It's all we're aiming it towards the 80s theme, and it's a total grindhouse. I got a lot of inspiration from Quentin Tarantino's Death Proof. Our main characters is a group of 5 vampires who kind of walk around and they run Los Angeles together. And so I was really inspired by Death Proof by Quentin Tarantino and how he has his leading ladies and they talk and they're at the bar. And so I've got a little bit of that going on, but I'm also a really huge fan of Rob Zombie. I love his style, his grotesque, gruesome kind of style. So I'm in my way, this is a little homage to a lot of things that I really love about the horror genre, the Quentin side, the Rob Zombie side, but there's also a really big psychological aspect of it too. So we're kind of combining all 3 of them and trying to really make a cool 80s themed grindhouse vampire flick, man. We got a lot of really great talent involved on this one. I'm really excited about it. The script has actually been in the works where it started off as a short. I was totally in this whole, while I was doing my shorts a couple years ago, still now, but this was originally a short film idea. It was like 15 pages. Okay. And my leading actress, Misty Sahagan, she actually she's been on board this whole time, this whole ride with me, and so she remembers the script from being 15 pages to over 90 that it is now. And about 5 years ago, we talked and discussed this, so we're finally making it a feature. So it's been in the works now for a while.
That's cool. It sounds like it being a short film initially, and then developing into a feature film. Was that just kind of that germ of an idea that just kept growing and growing and growing?
It did. I have so many short film scripts written that I have on my computer right now. I mean, I probably have about 30 different short scripts,
Nice.
something like that. I'm actually working on a major project right now that includes a lot of short stories, but
Right.
yeah, Appetite was definitely one that was originally one of those just ideas. And the more I talked about it with my lead Missy, the more we talk about the characters and we broke it down. That short 15-page script turned into a 30-page thing, and we were like, okay, well, this is a really weird, like, it's not really a short, but it's not a feature either. Like 30 pages is so random. So I'm like, you know what? I want to see what I can do. I'm going to expand these characters a little bit. And before we knew it, 5 years later, it's an over 90 pages. And so,
Nice.
seriously, like, I feel like my scripts never change, but they're always changing. They're never the same. Like, we were supposed to start shooting back in March, and the script that it is now was not what it was when we were supposed to shoot back in March. So we'll see if the COVID time period that allowed me to write a little more, if it helped out or not. We'll see. But I feel like if I knew Appetite was filming in 2 more years, the script would be completely different
Right.
than
Yeah.
it is right now. Like, it's always changing. So yeah, Appetite's been there for a while.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Scripts are kind of an interesting thing because they're that living document. They're always changing. Sometimes directors stick really tight to the script and the source material. Sometimes they're just a blueprint or a guide.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what the shorts had always helped me with. They were always the blueprint. This is what we're going to do. And so it's so, and all my shorts always took 1 day to shoot. So it's like, okay, well, now it's going from a 5 to 6 page script, 1 day shoot, to now we got 2 weeks of production and it's 90 pages. And so I'm really trying to be as structured as possible, but in this kind of mindset, like, I know, you are too. You're always struggling, like, well, what if we do it this way?
Right.
And I guess no script is ever really true until you get on set and it's filmed. You kind of have to see where it goes that day and see if the line works, see if the location's working. So I guess the script is never really finished until the film's done. But we'll see. I'm going to try to stay unstructured as much as I could.
Nice. It looks like Rita just chimed in. She says she can't wait to see it.
That's my mom.
Oh, fantastic. Hi, Rita. How are you? And then Sabrina stepped
my
and
sister's
said hi.
on. What's up, Sabrina?
So, yeah. You already got a fan base going. That's always fun. The
well, you're sorry, side note, you're in Colorado, correct?
I am in Colorado. Yeah. Right. We're in Aurora.
My family, my sister and my mom, are actually in Longmont, Colorado. They live there.
Cool.
So I have family out in Longmont. But I'm here in Los Angeles.
Nice. That's pretty cool. And then you were also mentioning that you have another project coming on called Terror Tunes, number 4, right?
It is number 4, yeah.
Nice. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I just got brought on board as a what we're calling it is a co-director, finishing director. So about 60% of the movie has already been shot. Nice. And so I'm coming on to finish off directing it. So I'll give a little bit of the backstory on Terror Tunes because I love telling the story. I know there's an interview somewhere on YouTube of me saying the story, and this won't be the last time I say the story, but Terror Tunes 1 came out in 2001. I was 11 years old, and I went into Blockbuster, and I used to like to buy the I used to buy the VHS tapes. I never used to rent things. I would like to go in and see, hey, if this catches my eye, I'm just gonna pick it up. And the Terror Tunes cover with the spiral, and you got the characters on the front, and it was very cartoony, and it just looked crazy to me. It just really stood out over the hundreds of other VHS tapes that were there. And so I bought it without not knowing who I mean, I was 11 years old. I didn't know any directors or who people were or anything at that point. And so I bought it and I brought it home and I watched it. And I remember clearly after watching it saying to myself, I have no clue what this was, but I know that I loved it. And it always stuck with me. It was always that VHS that I had on the shelf looking at it, like, this is so cool. And so when I needed, so later on, when I realized that I wanted to be a filmmaker, I didn't know at age 11. So later on, when I realized, I'm like, no, this is really what I wanted to stick to as a career. I looked back at those tapes and those directors and the films, like who I really looked up to. And I remember I was like, oh, Joe Castro directed this. Cool. I'm going to reach out to him. And I saw that he also did special effects. And then I saw he was connected with Angela Joseph and Joe Kelly. And we had like 30 different like mutual friends together. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm going to send him a friend request. And so I sent him a friend request. And a couple of weeks later, I got the courage to send him a message saying, hey, I'm shooting this feature film and I need a special effects artist. Like, this is what we're trying to do. Would you be interested in doing it? And pretty much right away, he responded and he was like, hey, let's work this out. Let's do something together. And the 11-year-old me was like, wait a minute. Yeah. I'm going to have Joe Castro, the director of Terror Tunes, working on my film.
Nice.
And so I was really stoked about that. And the first time we got together on set and, just looking at everybody, seeing Joe in there and his partner, Steven Castro, who's also involved in Terror Tunes, producer, writer, director. And I was just kind of mind blown a little bit. And so we did that first scene together because we've already shot the opening scene of Appetite for Sin. The first scene's already shot, and Joe Castro and Steven worked on the special effects for that. And so we've throughout this process we've maintained contact, and he's actually acting in Appetite for Sin as well. So not only is he doing special effects, but he's also acting as well. And so we've become really good friends. Like it's really strange to me to be friends with someone who I've looked up to for so long. It kind of just feels weird. And now, we're in constant communication because of Appetite. And then so I saw that him and Steven posted about Terror Tunes 4, the Indiegogo. Yeah. And I'm just like, you know what, I need to be involved in this somehow. And so we ended up talking, and we worked things out, and now I'm coming on 20 years later to be a co-director on Terror Tunes 4. So it's crazy, man. It's a crazy turnaround there. Just it's the fourth one. It's a 20-year. It's coming out next year in 2021. So it's 20-year anniversary.
Nice.
And so I'm helping finishing out directing that one. So it's a total honor, and I can't even believe Joe's having me, but he is. And so I'm gonna run with it.
Cool. It sounds serendipitous. It sounds like you're kind of hitting the zeitgeist.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Things are rolling right now for sure. Absolutely.
Excellent. Good. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Growing up, obviously you mentioned, Terror Tunes Part 1, with Joe Castro as a big influence. But what other, films? I'm interested to see, what other, films or books really influenced you to go into filmmaking and storytelling?
Well, I get asked the question. I get asked a specific question a lot, and I always answer it the same way. So that's how I'm going to answer it with you. People always ask, "What's your favorite horror film?" And so I always say, I think the best horror film ever made. I'll start with that. I think the best horror film ever made was Psycho, hands down, greatest movie ever made, in my opinion. But my favorite movie, and what got me to be okay, this is actually what I want to do, not just a fan of films, but this is what makes me want to make movies, is Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses. That movie, which also came out in 2002, I think, so a year after Terror Tunes, something like that.
2003, 2004.
Yeah. And so, a couple years after Tunes. And so, that movie, I remember sneaking into the movies, the theater to go. I bought a different ticket, and my friend and I snuck into House of a Thousand Corpses, and again, that was one of those movies where, and I remember walking out of that movie, I'm like, I need to make one of these.
Yeah, nice.
And so So Robert Mukes, who was in my short film, A Beautiful Place, that I was told you about,
Yeah.
he's from House of a Thousand Corpses, and he's also going to be he's also in the opening scene of Appetite for Sin. And so now Robert Mukes, someone who's been in who was in House of a Thousand Corpses, that I've gotten to direct twice now, who's in my first feature. It's also really mind blowing. Like, I'm really trying to work with as many people as I can, who inspired me growing up. And like I was saying, and not only was it really mind blowing being on my set of my first feature and having Joe Castro there from Terror Tunes, but also being able to direct Robert Mukes from House of a Thousand Corpses, the movie that made me want to make movies. And so this is just fun, man. Like, it's fun. Like, there's
it's coming full circle. So that's it's absolutely wonderful that you're able to work with all these great people that inspired you from the get-go. So,
yeah, and to find out that a lot of these people are generally just, really awesome people.
good.
Like Joe Castro. I mean, I can't even tell you how many heart emojis that we've sent each other through text.
Oh, that's sweet.
And I'm keeping up with Robert Mukes as well. I know he's busy with the kids. They're just really great, down to earth people, and that's who you want on your team. That's who you want. Like, you want fans, you want people who are humbled. Like, Joe Castro has been doing this forever, and the fact that he's telling me that he's honored to work on my movie, how do you even know who I am? Like, how are you honored to work on this? And so but like, people like that, like, that's who you want on your team. That's who you want on your side, and that's how I am too. I totally have lost track how many times I thank Joe Castro and Robert, for letting me, for working on my film. And so, like you said, it just comes full circle. Like, as long as everybody's, friends and humble, and like, that's who you want on your team. And that's what Joe Castro saw in me. And that's why he wanted to, let me come on to Terror Teams, which is a big honor. Yeah.
Yeah. That also makes for, a wonderful, joyful experience too, creating art with friends and new friends,
Right.
and so much wonderful talent. Wow, you're getting a bunch of comments here. So Rob just posted, he's saying, I wish I was told that you were directing me. Guess Joe left that out. Ha ha ha.
Well, it was just announced on Facebook a couple days ago.
The Terror Tunes?
For Terror Tunes, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That and then Ian Smith here is saying, hey, it's my birthday, yay.
What's up, Ian? Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday. And it looks like, Sabrina chimed in. Mom is listening. Gonna get in trouble. And your mom chimed in. Shout out from your dad.
Uh-oh.
Trouble. Yeah, it sounds like you got a lot of support from, a lot of family and friends. Both.
I do.
On set and then at home too. So that's
and actually there is one special shout out. I'm not sure if she's here, if she's listening, and if you are, I know we had talked about it a couple days ago. My auntie Emily, who I want to give a very special shout out to. I always when I do stuff like this, I like to give a shout out to her, because I honestly forget how old I was, because I was so young. I wasn't even 10 yet. I was like 7 or 8, something like that. And she bought me a VHS of Child's Play. And I don't even know, like, after I watched it, I'm just like, I don't think I should be watching this movie. Like, I was kind of too young to I was like 7 years old, like 6 or 7 years old. I was super young. And she gives me this cassette. And I remember thinking, I'm just like, I like it, but like, I don't know if I should be watching this. So I'm going to put this away for now. And then but it was always one of my favorite things. And so, my auntie Emily has always been there. Yeah, man, family has been pretty big for me the last, couple years of me doing all this. So.
Yeah. Well, Chucky is just a nice playful doll, right? So it seemed age
right. Right, exactly. Except the front cover was him with the knife in his hand.
Oh, he's got that kung fu action grip, right? That's all that.
Right, exactly. It was just a prop knife too.
Look at him go. He's great in the kitchen. All right.
Right.
Oh man. So that's pretty cool. Now you've got a short film that's traveling around the film festival circuit, right? Can you tell us?
I do. Yeah. So that short film is called Vera. It is a psychological thriller film, and I talked earlier about Psycho has always been, in my opinion, the greatest movie ever made. And so, Psycho is also a very psychological thriller movie.
Yeah.
And so when I knew I wanted to make Vera, I had all that in mind. And so all right, so let me kind of going all over the place now, kind of spiraling.
Okay.
So Vera is it's a psychological thriller. It's all in black and white. Mm-hmm. And it's fully in Russian as well. So we have subtitles on the screen. But I did this. I filmed Vera when I was let go from one of my jobs. I work in television and film production. And so, when the show's over, the film's over, we're all freelance artists. So we got to keep looking for something out. So during my time when I was looking for work, I had the free time. And so I went and shot Vera with my really good friend, Gabriella, and her husband, Steven. And since I was let go, I had some free time. I knew I wanted to make a homage to Psycho. And I'm like, okay, so what's the best way to go about this? I literally every single day, I watched for 10 days straight. I watched 10 different Hitchcock movies. I watched all the documentaries, listened to the commentaries, and I just really studied him. I studied everything from angles to shots to the soundtrack to just everything. And so I totally had the Alfred Hitchcock mindset as much as I could when I was going and directing Vera. And I think we did very well. I hired a composer named James Fabio, who one of his inspirations was Bernard Herrmann, who was the composer for Psycho. And so when he knew that I wanted something Psycho sounding, he was like, "Hey man, I'm the man for the job." And so he tackled it and he killed it. I remember after the premiere, I had multiple people come up to me. They were like, "Yeah, your film was pretty good, but that soundtrack though," he definitely killed it. He definitely killed it. But everybody, it was a lot of fun. We shot it all in one day. Nice. It was one of those scripts that I had just been sitting on for a while that I knew I really wanted to do. And sometimes it's really hard to write a script in just one location. And so I looked at all my scripts and I'm like, okay, what can I shoot in one day where I don't have to be traveling out to different locations in multiple days and hiring crew for multiple days. And Vera was the one that stuck. That was the one I really liked. And I sent the script over to my actress, Gabriella, and she really liked it a lot. And we went and we did it, man. We snuck into an Airbnb. I rented an Airbnb and we snuck in and we filmed it in there, but we got caught. Bringing in production gear. Oh. But they just made me pay for an extra person living, staying in the room. So it was a $25 fee or whatever it was. But I got really worried because we hadn't even shot the first scene yet. And I got an email. They were like, "Hey, yeah, so we see you guys carrying a bunch of production equipment into the Airbnb." And I was like, "Oh man." But it was all good. It worked out. So yeah, it's traveling right now. It's actually showing in Colorado in Longmont this Saturday.
No kidding.
At the Dickens Opera House in Longmont. Oh, cool. They are actually doing a screening there. They're one of the very few film festivals that are not going. Well, they're having a virtual option, but they're one of the very few that they're holding an event as well. Wow. And so it's very limited. It's down to about, I think it's 50 seats that they can fill, which I went last year. And there was, at least 100, 150 people there. And so this year it's down to 50. But yeah, it's screening in Colorado this weekend. And it's going to be in Vegas in about 2 weeks. And it's it's doing pretty well. Oh,
that's absolutely wonderful. That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you know what the film festival is?
For the Colorado one, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's Dickens. It's no, that's where it's at. Yeah. It's at sorry, let me.
So everybody go to Dickens in Longmont.
Oh my God, I should definitely know the answer to this.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm looking it up right now.
While you're looking that up, it seems like Vera, is another one of those ideas that really kind of stuck around pretty good. Is it because of the your unique take? Oh, Rita just posted Dickens Film Festival is what it's actually called. So you weren't far off.
Yeah, you know what? It is called Dickens, but they also, I think the Opera House is also called the Dickens Opera House. And I think that's where I was getting confused.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because they hold it at the same place every year. Like it's like a very iconic opera house. So it's called the Dickens. They hold it at the Dickens Opera House, and it's also called the Dickens Horror Film Festival.
Yeah.
There we go. Thanks, Mom.
Don't go to Dick's Sporting Goods, okay? Supplies. Yeah.
Unless you need sporting materials.
Yeah, fishing line or something. I don't know, but
I'm looking it up right now too, and it's playing. Vera is going to be at the Sin City Horror Film Festival in Vegas next weekend.
Cool.
And it is also going to be playing. I should have had all of this already opened. It is going to be in Canada at the Northern Frights Film Festival. Nice. But they next weekend as well. But they are doing 100% virtual. So is Sin City. But it's really cool how a lot of people are doing it because they've been able to. These film festivals have been able to connect the YouTube channels that have a massive following, and so the festivals are teaming up with the YouTube channels and letting them screen the films there. So the films are getting a huge amount of release, a huge amount of that audience that they're able to grab, is actually tremendous. And so I'm really excited to see the support on that. But I know Northern Frights, they're also saying that they're going to be on a local channel there in Canada as well, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
There we go.
Cool. Yeah,
I know everyone's trying something this year. We'll see how it all works out.
Most definitely. That's really all you can you can do. We participated with the Mile High Horror Film Fest a couple weeks ago, and they went completely virtual. Telluride Horror Show also did the same thing. We were able to do live script reads for
interesting.
That were submitted. So it was a wonderful way for us to expose the works or share the works of these wonderful writers
very cool.
Because of online, you have that apparatus to reach a much larger audience than had you just had the in-person event, which you might get like 150 people, you might get 50 people. But out there, it's limitless potential.
Right. Yeah. And that's why I'm excited to see what happens with it. It could be something that's totally game changing for the indie world and the film festival world, and we'll see. Yeah,
most definitely. So with something like Appetite for Sin, is like vampire and the folklore and mythology behind that. Is that something you always enjoyed?
We don't really go into the backstory with these vampires. They are just here. They're in Los Angeles. Yeah. And and there's a man, his character name is Jeffrey, who's played by Ricky Herrera, who I have coming on, who's I've never worked with him before, but he seems brilliant. He is a vampire hunter. And so he's one of the very few people in Los Angeles who know that these vampires exist. And so it's basically two different vampire teams who are out to find him, but they want to capture him differently. One wants to lock him up and have him rot in a cell for the rest of his life, and the other half wants to just annihilate him. And so they're these two vampire squads are going against each other to find this man. And so who find him first and what ends up happening with him. And that's our main kind of story there. But we don't really go into at all in the script the backstory of the vampires. Why are they there? Who are they? Really too much. They're just here. They're hanging out. It's almost like it's a common thing. Vampires are in Los Angeles.
When you think of LA,
it's funny. Exactly. Yeah, Santa Cruz. I used to live in the Bay Area, so whenever we go to Santa Cruz, the boardwalk, we see the train tracks, we would always, wave at it. But anyway, I actually one mindset that I had for Appetite is, I've when I first knew I wanted to make it a feature film, and when it was in the short film, I didn't know which way to go with it. And because you asked that question, so what's the backstory and stuff, and so I kind of did go a direction at first about a backstory, and I felt that I was telling too much. I realized I'm just like, we're spending this whole movie telling why everybody is doing everything. I'm like, that is not needed. Let's just have them there. Why do we need to know where they came from and who they are, or like, you know, how do they turn into vampires? But like that stuff is great, and I'm already this is the way my mind works. I'm just like, well, if Appetite does well, like, you know, we can expand this into a sequel or a prequel, and we can go into the story into how they, you know, how they turn into vampires, and you know, it's kind of limitless on, you know, when you start a film in a sense where you don't really know why or how or when. It just already exists. And so when you think about a part 2 or a part 3 or whatever, like you can start thinking about, you know, that kind of stuff and see how the audience takes it. And that's kind of what I'm waiting for too. Like, I'm like, I wonder if people are going to be asking those questions, or, you know, at the end. And if they are asking at the end, that's great. Cause then hopefully they'll support the Indiegogo for part 2 so they can find out.
Right. Yeah. That can be one of the rewards, you know, getting that kind of response where people want to know more, or you know, ask you questions and stuff. It's like, you know, trying to figure out what these motivations are, what this backstory is what's going to happen next.
Right.
Good old my buddy Dino just you know, chimed in. He said, "Shame on you, Daniel. Dickens and Longmont." So I'm hoping that's a dick joke.
I have no idea.
So I'm sure he'll come back on and expand on that a little bit. But yeah, so you know, man, yeah, you are pretty busy, and you're still doing the freelance gigs too as the day job, editing those.
Sorry, go ahead.
Is it what are you doing for the freelance gigs? Is it more editing?
Well, I actually, as a 9-to-5 freelance, what I, you know, how I'm, you know, kind of career-wise in that aspect, I work in post-production. I'm not an editor. Okay. So I work in post as a coordinator, and so I come in and I've worked on some really great shows, man. My very first show was the Mindy Project for Hulu. So being able to work with, you know, someone like Mindy Kaling, you know, who's so nice. And the really cool thing about Mindy was about the show was, although that whole team had originated, well, a lot of them had originated from The Office. And so, you know, I'm working with editors and writers and directors who had just worked on The Office a couple of years before that. Cause I came on Mindy on season 4. I worked season 4 and 5. Nice. And so, you know, coming to a team like that for my first gig was I was like, oh man, like, you're my boss, but you were just, you directed the season finale of The Office. Like, what's going on here? Like, it was kind of just mind blowing. So that was pretty cool. And so I tend to try to stay in the scripted world as much as I can. I worked on Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis for the Netflix movie. So I did that one, and then recently got off of ABC's Emergence, which premiered earlier this year. Well, it premiered earlier last year and wrapped earlier this year. So
okay.
But yeah, a lot of productions are kind of just shut down at the moment.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of just waiting for things to pick back up.
Yeah. But for right now, you've got your own projects, you know, that are swinging into high gear. Now.
Yeah. We start actually, Appetite production is in 3 weeks.
Right. Ooh.
So we are 3 weeks away of going into production for Appetite, and I'm stoked. And it's kind of a weird, the way that we're doing it. It's not the conventional way of shooting a feature film and, hey, let's go shoot everything at once. And, you know, we're going 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it is straight. With the nature of this film, it's very bloody. It's very gory. At times it gets very gruesome. And family oriented. Yeah, exactly. Hopefully it'll be on VHS for some 7-year-old to pick up one day and not know what he's about to watch. So with that in mind, you know, so Joe Castro is going to be doing the special effects, and so he's going to be very close and, you know, close contact. So there will be, you know, saliva at some points with the vampires biting down on necks, and so it's very close contact. And so we are actually holding off for now on filming all the special effects scenes until next year. Now we're looking at March or April, so hopefully, you know, maybe mid to late March, early April, to do that, because a lot of indie films are starting back up again, and so I'm watching them to see how they're doing it, to see how they're handling the special effects due to COVID and just ways around it. But having someone like Joe Castro, who's been doing this forever, he has some really good tips on how we can do it. We almost even attempted to try to do some of it now. But I just thought the best thing to do was just to hold off on it. So we're shooting 5 days, November 11th through the 15th.
Okay.
And then the rest of the days are TBD at the moment. But all the crews are 10 people or under. And that's one of the struggles we're having right now with finding locations. It's finding locations that have these requirements. And so we are having to just have super essential workers there. So like if you don't need to be on set, like we can't have you there, because we were supposed to have some promo, some press people there come, doing some interviews and stuff, and some behind the scenes stuff, and friends of friends were going to come, and people were flying from out of town, just to witness the film, but we're not having any of that anymore. And so it's all local crew, it's all local talent for this first part.
Nice. Yeah. Looks like Lisa Sanchez just chimed in. She says, "I love this group." And 3 different posts.
Nice.
So
yeah, it's a really good group that we got going on. Like I said, this was my first feature and my first time teaming up with Angela and Joe, and I didn't know the kind of group that they had formed. It's mind blowing, just like how many people are connected into this one group. I've been in this. Of course, I know a lot of people who work in the short film circuits and do that and stuff, but the team that Angela and Joe bring, and all the supporters that they have, who all come along with them too, it's really kind of mind blowing, to be honest with you. I've met so many people. I'm getting to have a lot of really great new friends of people who I'm meeting through this group, and this group is massive, and they are a really good group. And I wish a lot of them could be on set and hanging out with us, but unfortunately, conditions aren't allowing us to do that. But maybe next year.
Yeah, they got to stay out in the parking lot, unfortunately. In the
car.
They
do. They got to stay in the car. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like you're able to rent out another Airbnb, I'm afraid.
You know what? We're not. But that was originally one of the ideas. We were like, well, why don't we just rent out an Airbnb and we'll just shoot there? But Airbnb now has a lot of restrictions on just people who are just even coming in and visiting and staying there. Like if you're going to be over 3 or 4 people, they charge you more. There's higher fees for the more people you're there, and some places aren't even allowing over 5 people. So I'm just like, okay, well, I can't just say 4 people are going to be here and then bring in a crew of 10 people and have cameras and lights coming in. And I was like, it's not worth it. It's definitely we're definitely not going that route. But we kind of thought about it for a second, but we're not doing that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Dino just chimed back in. He says, sounds like you have the true fire, Matthew. Plus, you have your heart to stay focused. Go kick some ass, young man.
Thanks, Dino. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, this, what I've realized in this journey that I haven't really started yet. So, but one thing is, you have to have fun with it. Like you have to work with people you want to work with. You have to write a script that you love. Everything I've ever directed so far has been something that I've written. It's because I have a true attachment to it. It's a passion project, and I love it. So Terror Tunes this is going to be the first time that I'm directing something that I didn't write. And so but I know it so well though, because I know Terror Tunes 1 by heart. I know that movie. I know the characters, and I've seen part 2, and I know part 3, and so I know the story. I know the characters, but I've actually questioned myself before. I'm like, would I ever direct something that I didn't write? And in the first opportunity that came up, something like this, I'm like, yes, I can. Yes, I do want to do that.
There's nothing like that baptism by fire, it might not be something that you wrote or you created, but it's like the opportunity presents itself. It's sink or swim time. So
right.
And with it, and then going back to something with appetite for sin, if you don't love the material that you're creating and you can't convey that, how do you expect anybody else to to be able to back you up and jump in with you.
Right. Right. I mean, I love all this stuff so much that, you know, I'm the one, like, whenever, if you ever see, like, you know, like teasers or promos out there, like, I'm the one who's like putting it together, all the promo stuff. Like, I'm running everything on this thing. I'm just like, let me do everything. And so that's why, you know, when I first teamed up with Joe and Angela, I was very excited, but it was hard to let go of some stuff. Right. I'm like, okay, here you go. I've never allowed, like I said, this is my first feature, first time I've teamed up with a team like this. And so, you know, it was definitely a struggle at first, but then I started to just realize, I'm like, no, like, you know, this is what the filmmaking process is about making these teams and these relationships. And so, you know, these people have your back 100%. At first, it could be very hard to let go. You know, on all my short films, I've always, you know, had say on everything, and you know, this is how it's going to be, this is how it's at. So when you're on a team, it's definitely a lot different. It's a total change of mindset. But once you wrap your head around it, it's awesome. It's really cool on what other people can bring with their experience. Sure. Yeah.
It's wonderful. Like, you know, figuring out that team dynamic, that group collaboration, and you know, everybody's, you know, I mean, it quite literally, when it comes to filmmaking, takes a village. It's just sad when you have to burn sets down. Just kidding. Actually, you are out in LA. I mean, what a terrible segue. But how are you guys doing with all the fires and the smokes? Are you guys okay?
You know what? I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I don't, at this exact moment, know what the situation is too much. I know a couple weeks back, it was really, really bad. I live out in the Valley. I live out in Burbank. Okay. And so I wasn't really close to it, to where the fires were. But I mean, every time I looked outside, like, you could just kind of, you know, it was hazy outside. You can never see the mountains, and it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. And on the weather app, it always said extremely bad air quality. Yeah. And I'm a runner. I love to go out running, and so it was really frustrating for a while. And the temperatures were like 105, 110 degrees, and I'm just like, oh my, it was really awful. But I think right now we've gotten a pretty good handle on the fires out here. So for the most part, I think we're pretty good. But I could be 100% wrong. My mindset has been total appetite these last couple of weeks, and then with the news of Terror Tunes happening last week, it's just it's really hard to.
You got to juggle a lot of things now.
Yeah. But it's great. It's great. It's fun. I wouldn't want it any other way. If I'm not doing anything, that's when I'm the craziest in my mind. So I got to be juggling multiple things.
Yeah. Jason Hawkins, who's working on the Bleeding Dark, also with Angela. He's up in Portland. I think they're heading out to their set. But
I think they start tomorrow. I think
so. I think you're right. Yeah, when I interviewed him, he was at his home in Portland, and he was just inundated with smoke. So poor guy was coughing a little.
Yeah, bit. I remember hearing that Oregon was getting it pretty bad. Specifically, Portland, they were getting it really bad. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm glad that things are settling down a little bit, you know, and hopefully you guys can get back to normal. Some days out here in Colorado, we get sometimes the West Coast weather pattern, so it brings some of the smoke there. But then we also got our own stupid fires going too. So this
I was in Colorado about a month ago, and I was there for a couple of weeks, and every day it was pretty hot. But there was one day that I was there, because like every day was like 90 something, like the max was like 93, 94, and then one day it snowed. It was like 60 something, and it started snowing. Right. And I'm just like, I don't know what's going on right now.
Oh, it's Colorado. It's schizophrenic weather.
And then the next day, it was back up to like 80 something. I'm just like, okay. It's
like nothing ever happened. Cool.
It was like, yep, exactly. It was really weird.
Yeah, we just roll with it, and it just usually means a lot of cracked windshields because of the extreme temperature fluctuations.
Sure. So they start Bleeding Dark tomorrow, and Joe Kelly is also on that as well. So I saw he arrived in Portland today. He drove out there from LA, so he got there safely. They start production tomorrow, and I wish Bleeding Dark the best of luck for this film. It's going to be a fun one for sure. Eileen Dietz is working on it.
Right. Who isn't she in one of your productions too?
Yeah, she's going to be in Appetite.
Fantastic. That's awesome.
Yeah.
She's pretty awesome. And
She is.
did you mention that Brink Stevens is going to be in one of the productions too? Is it Terror?
Yeah, it was Terror Tunes, that one I was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brink is going to be in. You know, I've never met Brink before. I've only ever seen her, you know, attached to projects and things, and so I've never met her before, and so I'm very excited to get to work with her and talk with her and learn about her experience directing Terror Tunes, and you know, kind of just getting her mindset as well, because of course, you know, I want to try to bring on a little you know, flair of what I got for Terror Tunes, but also, you know, learn from her who did direct this first part of Terror Tunes, and you know, and kind of just understand and get in that mindset. And so I wish to talk with her very shortly.
Nice. When you're working on a production, like, you know, you personally, what do you think is like the hardest part to kind of get your head around?
Ooh, that's a good question.
What do you find is the most challenging?
I well, the first thing that came to mind was managing my inner geek. Like I told you, I was directing Robert Mukes from House of Thousand Corpses and working with Joe Castro from Terror Tunes on the very first scene of Appetite. I literally, the day before I started shooting Appetite, I went and I printed out a 5x7 poster of Terror Tunes, and I had, you know, Joe Castro and Steven signed my poster for. I remember the first time we got a break, I'm like, okay, don't go anywhere. I'm gonna go get my Terror Tunes poster from the car. I want you to sign this for me. And so I think, you know, working with people who you just look up to and admire so much, I think that's one of the biggest challenges, is learning how to be that professional, but also embracing that side of you and and just, you know, balancing out. But besides that, I think you know, it's my first feature, and so I don't have that feature experience, and so working 4 or 5 days straight is something on directing is something that I'm gonna, it's a first for me, and I'm really looking forward to that. And so I'm bringing on somebody that's very important to me. There's 2 people who are working on this project who are very important to me. Is my DP Ken Whitting, and my assistant director is Tony Turrieta. They I've worked with them both before, both on A Beautiful Place, and they help keep my mind at ease. You know, they know their roles, but they're also there to assist on other levels as well. Of be like, hey man, like, you got this, like, you know, don't worry about it. Oh, you know, this needs to be done, I'm gonna go and do that. So like, nobody on set has that mindset where it's like, my title is this, and so this is what I'm doing. Like, everybody on set like understands, hey, we all need to look out for each other. We all need to be there for each other. And so, and there's definitely times where, you know, I'm having to, you know, direct not only the talent but the crew too, you know, and the lights and camera, and so it gets a lot. It can get very overwhelming, and so there's definitely been times where I felt overwhelmed with it. And I think that's besides the being a geek and maintaining that, being able to, well, having to just maintain so much at once. But that's the fun part too, though. Is like, okay, well, what challenges? Because you have to expect something isn't going to go your way, and it doesn't, or the way that you expect it to go. And so you have to be ready for that. And then when that happens, you be like, there it is. There's the challenge. All right, how am I going to do this? How am I going to tackle this one? And so I might not know the answer every time. So having people who I know and trust and really care about, like Tony, my AD, and Ken, my DP, and having them there by my side and being able to help me figure it out is very crucial. And so I'm very happy to have them as part of the team. So nice. So working with the same crew is very important, I feel, to any production. You know, you all know each other, you trust each other, you know, you already know what each other thinks and what you're going to do next, or at least help you. Right.
No, that's fantastic. And at the same time, making that material that you've crafted, you know, making it fun so everybody can enjoy it and get behind it, and you know, be able to work with you so well.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate. Yeah, I'm not sure if people are just saying it, but everybody who has read the script so far, literally everybody who I've sent it to, has told me they really dig it a lot. They, you know, I've had definitely some constructive criticism, but for the most part, it's being received very, very well. It's definitely a different take on vampires for sure. I don't want to really say too much, but it's kind of a different take on vampires, and just their dynamic when it comes to humans and non-vampires. It's kind of different and stands out. But I'm really excited to see how people, what their take on it is.
Nice. With it being COVID and you having to work with a smaller crew and everything, it seems like independent filmmaking, like this is a perfect opportunity for them, in the sense that with a smaller crew, you can really control a little bit better who comes in, who goes out, controlling everybody's safety. But still being able to create art. You look at like larger productions, feature film, Hollywood productions, you might have a crew of 100. How the hell are you going to social distance?
Right. Yeah.
But in this world, you're able to do a lot with very limited resources because of the situation.
Right.
So I think that's a wonderful thing that this situation, even though it's got a lot of restraints, a lot of strings because of it, it presents a few more opportunities while the big sleeping giant is still asleep, so to speak.
Right. And actually, so that reminded me. So you talk about being smaller sets and sets of like hundreds of people and sets to down to 10 like ours is. As much as we want, when I originally thought we were going to be filming this, people were going to be coming on set and hanging out, and we were going to have friends of friends coming and press coming to come take pictures and do interviews and stuff. Like, I think there is a major part of me that is actually a little bit relieved that a lot of that is not happening, because as this is my first time feature, I think kind of the more going on outside of the actual filming and directing, all the side stuff, like having to worry about how many people or who's doing what, or who's hanging out where, are people taking photos when they shouldn't be taking photos, or having to quiet on set, like people talking, and just like being able to have a smaller crew. I actually think it's bringing me a little bit more comfort knowing that there's not going to be as many distractions. There's not going to be as many people who I'm going to want to talk to. So this is really going to make us really just focus. I think the focus part is this is going to help it out a lot, actually. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. It makes it that much easier for you to focus on the production, the actors, and the storytelling, the craft.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Push comes to shove, just set up like StreamYard or something and just do an online interview on set. It's like,
right.
In the back here is the Batmobile. You can't see it because it's off frame. So.
Right. No. I actually have. There was a few people who reached out who didn't want to come to set and do interviews and stuff, and I've been in contact with them, and we're just going to do it virtually when we're not filming.
Nice.
It's okay.
Yeah.
we're just figuring it all out as it comes along. But I would like to kind of take a moment to talk about some of the cast that we have coming on to Appetite, kind of give them a little bit of a shout out too. I'm really excited. We have some great talent on this. We have a lot of people involved. So if I miss you, I'm so sorry. But it's just some of the main characters that I really want to talk about is Missy Sahagan, my lead. She is a up and coming actress who's going to kill it. Like this is her first time acting role. She hasn't done a feature before. I haven't done a feature before, so I find comfort in my lead. We have that, and we've been friends for a long time. But I've always seen something in her. I'm just like, I know that you can do this. Like, you have that acting. Like I know you have it, and so we're working together on that. Ricky Herrera, who I said is our leading male. I'm not too familiar with his work, but he sent in an audition video, and he just nailed it. I'm really excited to work with him. Ricky Herrera is going to be great. Eva Hamilton is coming in. She's one of the leads. We just announced Devani Pinn is working on the film. And Joe Castro is acting on it, and Eileen Dietz from The Exorcist is on it, which is cool. Ari Lehman from Friday the 13th. is working on it. Sean Whalen is on it. Robert Mukes is on it. So we got a lot of really great talent, and a lot of great. We got a ton of people.
That's absolutely wonderful. There sounds like you've got a wonderful cast. You've got great support, good crew. You're ready to rock this right out of the park.
I'm ready, man. I am.
Nice. I bet
I'm so ready.
Got a lot of energy, a little bit of anxiety. You're like, let's go.
Yeah. Well, it's so weird. Like, we were supposed to shoot this back in March,
right?
And so I went to this roller coaster of like, okay, I was in that mode. I'm like, yes, let's go. Mm-hmm. And then I think it was less than 2 weeks before we start. We got shut down, mm-hmm. And then so I went from here to just down and exploding, and I was just in the dumps. And I'm like, I don't know if this will ever happen now. Poor me. But now that we finally have been able to figure out a way to film this safely, mm-hmm. and we figured out how we're going to have to film the vampire stuff separately and kind of hold off on till the time is right. We have a game plan, so now I'm right back in that. All right, let's go. We got less than a month. We got 3 weeks, and so as it's getting closer, I'm getting more nervous and excited. But yeah, man, I'm ready for it for sure. I've been waiting. I mean, it's my first feature. I've been waiting my whole life for this, so we gotta go.
That's wonderful. Hey, Matthew, we're just about ready to wrap up. Where can people follow you and follow the progress on Appetite for Sin and Terror Tunes?
Yeah, so Appetite for Sin is on. We have a Facebook page for it. It's just Appetite for Sin. We're on Instagram, Appetite for Sin. And I know for Terror Tunes, I'm not sure about an Instagram account for Terror Tunes, but I know that they have Joe Castro and Steven have set up a Facebook account for Terror Tunes 1, 2, 3, and 4. Currently in the Indiegogo campaign for Terror Tunes 4, they got a lot of really, really great perks up there. To acting in the film, to a quadrilogy set of all 4 of them, and your name in the credits, and all kinds of really cool stuff. So yeah, they have a Facebook page for that. So please check that out and help support Terror Tunes. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great.
Nice. That's pretty sweet. Man, yeah, you're rocking it. You got a bunch of stuff coming out. Matthew, I wish you the best of luck. I can't wait to see Appetite for Sin and Terror Tunes 4. I think it's going to be absolutely wonderful and sweet.
I can't wait to see them either, man. I can't wait. I'm very excited to see those. So I'm on the same page as you. I can't wait to watch it.
Nice.
We'll see what we do.
Cool.
Well, thanks for having me, man, and platform to talk about these productions. They're 2 projects I think people are really going to dig a lot. And so you can trust us that we got a good team going. So help support us. Really support. Nice. Appreciate it.
Nice. Tanya just chimed in. She says, "Thanks for sharing. Looking forward to seeing the film." And then Rita says, "Your mom says." Thanks, Daniel. Oh, thank you, Rita. This was great. So cool. Well,
yeah, thank you, Daniel.
Yeah, Matthew, thanks for coming on to the show. It was great having you here. Hopefully we can talk to you again soon. And
absolutely, brother.
Shout out to Sumner Twins Talent for sponsoring this, and my producers, Amanda Armstrong and Stefan Santa Cruz, wherever in the world you are. I'm Daniel Crosier with Cofoh Live Undead, and that's the Colorado Festival of Horror, which will happen next year. And, of course, the amazing Matthew Vinaja. Oh, oof, man.
Nailed it.
I love that last name. That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cool. Well, all right. Thanks, Matthew. And to everybody that's watching, thank you for tuning in.
Thanks everyone for watching. I can't see who's on or anything, so I'm just happy somebody watched. So thank you for watching.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we had an awesome crowd tonight.
Cool.
Yeah. Have a good night, everybody. Be good. Be safe.
Thanks, everyone.